I think managing money is a scam. Now, what I'm about to say, I'm raging today, like livid. I don't want to be put in a box. And also, sometimes when you're told on how to build wealth, there are multiple different ways on how you can go about it. So in the wealth building industry, there are people who teach you how to make money, manage money, and multiply it. I say fuck managing it. Money is energy at the end of the day. I built a multi-million-dollar property portfolio and reached the top 1% of property investors whilst earning 55 grand. Being a little minion working at a call center at Optus, I earned 55 grand. That was it. My partner was earning 50 grand. That was it. And I got to the top 1% of property investors in my 20s without managing money. Do you know what I focused on? I focused on multiplying it. Have a think about this for a moment. If you do plus, the plus sign, that can only like double, right? But multiplying it, it's a much fucking greater impact. So I want to be your permission slip. I'm gonna be the person that says fuck managing it. You don't need to, because I didn't. Do you hate spreadsheets? I hate being inside spreadsheets. I'm a property investor, right? I wanna know how much my cash flow is. Now, guess what? You don't actually have to do it. If you've ever followed a guy called Grant Cardone, he says, wherever your energy goes, your money flows. Money is infinite. All you're doing is grabbing it off somebody else. What I like to teach people is the multiplication. And if you focus on multiplying it more, and where's the easiest way to do that? Property, duh, that's just what I did, right? That was how I was able to get to the top 1% suburbs. I was like, okay, so I've made a little bit of this money, I'm gonna put fucking everything that I have inside this multiplication thing, AKA real estate. And then guess what happened from that point? Oh, my money just went up. Oh, my net wealth just went up. Oh, I could start leveraging that. I truly believe, and I know within my heart, that you know the book, there's a book called by Scott Pate, The Barefoot Investor Book. I think that book is one of the most damaging books that there are out there when it comes to wealth building. First of all, the book's got nothing fucking to do with investing. He's actually so against it. And like when you understand compounding, oh my God, this guy has no fucking idea. And do you know what he says at the end of the book? It's like,
give your money away to the scammy government, put it inside your super.
What kind of fucking strategy is that? That was made up for 24 million people. Is not a fucking strategy for you at all. You are a human, not a robot. So first of all, he told you to put all your money in there, and at the end of it, he just says, oh, and just work every single day till you're dead. Are you, what? No, come on, we're smarter than that, guys. Now, is that book good for the average Australian who is probably riddled in bad debt and consumer debt? Yes. Okay, cool. If you're that person, go that. But if you're on my profile, you're probably not. You're probably someone that's a little bit savvy and wanting to actually compound and make your money work for you, right? And build out investments. So if you want to become good at multiplying money, don't read that book. Complete waste of your time. Okay? So this is how much I truly believe that you don't need to manage your money. Instead, just focusing on making it and multiplying it. You ready? So when I was 25, 26, I just bought my third investment property. I had, after that settlement, minus $30, 30 fucking one or $33,000 minus in my bank account. I didn't even have enough to send my conveyancer to pay my conveyancer on the last settlement. I owed her a $900 bill. I didn't even have that. So you know what I did instead? Is I focused my money on making more money, right? Now, not only did I have minus $30 in my bank account, I then went to again another property seminar and I paid $3,000 to do this big 3-day fucking course. And I'm so glad I did it because I learned a lot of what not to do. And then I got into this thing and then they sold me into their next package. So for context, I'm still at this point earning 55 grand a year as a call center worker at Optus. My partner was earning the same money. I just bought my third property. I had minus $30 in my bank account. I not shit you. I signed up to a $35,000 property course. $35,000. I didn't have $35,000. But you know what I did instead? As I said, I'm gonna get fucking creative. I had to put down a $1,000 deposit on the day to lock in. So I was like,
who's somebody who might have that type of money?
So I went to my parents, I went to my in-laws. So I call up this guy, my father-in-law, who at that point, he's probably anxious as hell that I've only got minus $30 in my bank account and I've just bought my third property. And what I've showed him hasn't really, truly, there's no actual results of what I've done at this point. And I'm only 2 years into dating my now fiance, at the time, my partner, okay? And it took a massive pill for me to swallow and say, can you please give us $1,000 because we want to jump into this coaching program that's going to be $35,000 and I don't know how I'm going to get the other 34 grand. I actually have no idea. And I didn't know at the time, but I knew to trust in me. Because when you need it, you'll get fucking creative. So guess what happened? He gave me the $1,000 of which we had to, it was a loan, by the way, we had to pay it back. And we did end up paying it back. I can't remember how long it took us to pay back. It was within a few months. So then I was like, and my partner at the time is looking at me. She's like, babe, are you kidding? Where the hell are we going to get $34,000? And I was like, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. I had 7 days to come up with $34,000, and I had minus $30 in my bank account with debt up my asshole, up my eyes on these properties that I just purchased. And guess what also happened a month after I purchased those 2 properties, which I didn't know when I just signed up for the course. I also then had a $12,000 plumbing problem that came out of that property, of which did not come out of the pest and building inspection. I teach my clients how to mitigate that to make sure that sort of stuff doesn't happen anyway. But point being is that I had this $44,000 commitment that I just come up to, or else I was going to lose $1,000 as well. And also, and they're going to come chase me. And also I had a did not expect a $12,000 plumbing problem about to occur on one of those properties. Like, what? So you know what I did is I focused on making it and multiplying it, right? I went in, I put down, and I was like, I'm going to figure out the rest later on. And I bloody worked it out, because guess what happens? You get fucking creative. So I'm starting a new movement, and I'm going to call it the TAP method. Now, maybe this is a little bit extreme for some people, but you know what? I'm extreme. So let's just see how it works, because it works for me. So my TAP method is, I tap to pay for something. If it declines, then guess what? You didn't have enough in there, so go and make some more. I'm not joking you, this is actually what I did to save my first deposit. So when I would get my money, I would put it into a bank account over here. And that was a bank account, I couldn't touch it, couldn't see, that was for investing. And then whatever was left over, I wouldn't look at it. I wouldn't manage it. You don't need to. And so if you can't tap to pay for that gas or electricity bill, guess what? You get bloody creative if you can't pay for it. And I'll tell you that much right now. And do you know what I couldn't pay for when I was young? I didn't have much that I had left over to pay for. But my coffees, I'd be like, I don't fucking know if this is going to work today. Bang. And if it wouldn't work, that I wasn't getting coffee, then you better go work your ass off and go work out how to make more. Now, could that be a little bit extreme? Yeah, it probably is extreme for some people. Is this going to work for everyone? No, it's not. But what I'm saying is if you don't like tracking money, if you don't like being in spreadsheets, if you don't want to have fucking multiple bank accounts for this, this, and that, you don't have to. I'm giving you the permission slip to say you don't have to, because money is energy. Now, some people in the wealth building industry would say,
oh my goodness, this is so damaging. You shouldn't be putting this out there. Because if you don't manage your money, then you don't know the opportunity cost of what you could be making or the opportunity cost of what you're not seeing.
Well, you know what's a bigger opportunity cost? Is you thinking that money's capped. The bigger opportunity cost is of you not really truly understanding how money's made, when they print it, and who benefits from it, and how you can multiply it. Your energy should be consistently focused on that. Because if you're consistently focusing on multiplying more, then guess what? You don't have to worry about managing it. Okay? So the reason why I've done this video is to be your permission slip to say if you're a little bit different to everyone else, it's okay, because so am I, babe. Okay? We don't have to manage every single number. I don't. I hate it. I don't have multiple bank accounts. I also don't sit there and look at my fucking numbers every single month. I don't need to. I used to. Do you know what? I was repulsed by it. I was like, this is adding no value to me. I would rather be spending the same amount of effort on learning how to multiply it, learning how to get the bank to give me more money, right? OPM, other people's money. That's where our energy should actually be spent. So as a property coach, this is one of the things that I pick up on, right? I have some clients that come to me who, if they didn't like the younger version of me, if I turned around and said that you have to manage money like this and this is the only way to build a property portfolio, I would have run for the hill and be like, well, I'm not doing that because I don't like doing that. Right? Or I'll find another way how to do it. That's what I fucking do. So I find an alternative way to make it easier on all of us. So as a property coach, I pick up on their energy to say, okay, if you love spreadsheets, fuck yes, let's get into it. You want to get all nerdy? Sweet. Me and my team have all of the tools that you possibly need. Track your property portfolio and your money and make sure that you have a visibility to see how rich you'll be over the next 30 years. We have all of that stuff. Great. What I'm also saying is there is the opposite too, can also work. Because what worries me the most is the future of inflation. Now, I don't want this to be a video around the fucking doom and gloom of the future. That's not me. And also, there is a part where we have to actually talk about what the future is going to be like over the next 10 to 20 years. It's going to be fucked up to the point where how we live our life today, the average Australian, the middle class, is going to be the lower poor class. I'm telling you right now. Most Aussies are going to become extremely, extremely poor. It's going to be so rare to even know or have a friend or a family, unless you're fucking in the category of like where you're making money and you're multiplying it, aka investments. But for the average Australian, the middle class, it's going to be so rare to know someone who can afford to go on a Bali trip. It's going to be rare to know someone that only has one job as opposed to fucking 2 or 3. It's going to be the norm to know most people are going to have multiple jobs. Or people are going to have multiple families living under one roof. Like, I foresee that that's going to be the way that we're going to go, purely thanks to inflation. So if you want to know how money is really made, who controls it, how they print it, and how it benefits property investors directly, then comment the word below inflation, and I will literally send you this video that took me 5 years to find. And when I found it, I was like, holy fucking shit, this is the scam of the whole entire world. I need to get more into property investing. Oh my God, this is how property investors get really rich, really. So I found this one video that simplifies the whole thing. It only goes for 20 minutes. So comment the word below inflation, and I will send it to you. I feel so much better after that. I'll let my tangent go. So there you go. If you want to build wealth, you don't need to fucking manage it like you're really, really needy. You don't need to. And always remember this, wherever your energy goes, your money flows.